And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guests. He's a comedian and writer for Jimmy Kimmel Live and 13 Comedy Central roasts. It's Jesse Joyce.
That's me. Hey.
And he's a producer and head writer for Jimmy Kimmel Live. It's Danny Ricker.
That's me.
Tone Zone is back from rocking your pants off and is ready to bore your pants right back on again. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the love bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little cherry espresso bites. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend, that particular carbohydrate. And I don't even know exactly what it is, but it just sounds good. Was sent in on Patreon.
Patreon.
By Lisa Lowry. Yes, I am on Patreon. And very exciting news. Every week now, Daniel and I have committed for a time to doing a news episode. So if you would like to hear us do news, it's really me doing it. We both do, but it's more me doing news, but there's news and we do it every week for a time. That's happening on Patreon, along with all the other great stuff, which is a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. Do an annual subscription and then you get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
Or you can just do the monthly subscription. They're both delightful. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. Also, I continue to be on Substack. AllisonRosen.substack.com. Okay. Very excited to welcome my guests. This is a redo of an aborted attempt. Hello, Jesse Joyce.
What's going on? How are you guys?
Hello, Danny Ricker.
Hi.
Hello, Daniel. Hi. And welcome back, Tony.
Thank you. Hi. All right. You always say, play a drop.
Yeah.
And so I have a disease, and I'm just going to let you know about this. So I was like, what am I going to play? And then I remembered this came up recently.
A spurting penis doodle.
Oh no.
Yes, but I have a problem where I hear certain phrases.
Oh no.
And I will automatically hear a song.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if I'm assuming maybe everyone but you, but maybe Allison will get the reference. No, it's old Super Mario Brothers. I couldn't stop in my head going, spurting penis doodle. Spurting penis doodle.
I know it.
Yeah.
Those are the actual lyrics, yeah.
Yes.
I know what you mean. SpongeBob SquarePants fits perfectly in Amazing Grace.
Wait, do it.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, yeah.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
that same formula is, I also have that problem, but I do it to the tune of Pretty Woman. Every time it's 4 syllables that.
Yeah, sure.
So
okay.
SpongeBob SquarePants. Every time. I've got a handful of these that I can't not do in my head.
When does spurting penis doodle? It's when he goes into one of the pipes.
Yeah,
right?
it's underground. Yeah.
Into hell. He's kind of in hell, right? I mean, I guess it's the sewer, but there's demons.
Well, he's
and
Italian, so he's going to hell.
So welcome back, Tony.
Thank you. Question I should have asked before we started. Am I taking notes?
Oh, yes, please, because
Okay.
I forgot to
I forgot to
fire
ask, so.
up. So here's the deal, guys. You may have you weren't party to this when you were here last time, Danny, which was recently. I decided I'm going to use some AI apps to take notes to free Tony up to play drops more. So I've tried some different apps. They're fine. I still prefer the human touch for notes, though.
Like would the AI app write down that Jesse said all Italians are going to hell? Does it write that accurately, I guess?
Possibly. It depends. Sometimes it might not know it was Jesse. It might say that I said it, or it might be light conversation about the fate of Italians involving, or it might nail it. It might one time it was a droll discussion about this, and I'm like, oh, it got that we were being silly about something.
Yeah.
It depends, but they all cost money, and they all give me pages and pages and pages of notes, and then I have to sift through it, and I don't know. What?
I like to, it's learning, how it steals knowledge from us, and that statement now that we've especially highlighted it, that AI is going to interpret that Jesse said Italians belong in hell, and that's going to enter the lexicon of like what AI knows, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
They say the problem with AI is it's not racist enough. So I'm glad that you've given it a little leg up there.
Right. Are either of you Italian?
No.
I don't think so. I'm like so white. I'm probably like a little bit somewhere,
Right.
but I don't think so.
Yeah. But so do you take offense?
No.
You're going to allow it?
Well, I will say that like most of my Italian family probably is going to hell. So,
See?
I don't know if Italians
Didn't come out of
necessarily go there, but in my personal experience, they do.
But these Italians do.
These are definitely yes,
Exactly.
for sure.
All right. So this is actually going to air in a couple weeks, but Danny,
On Columbus Day.
before you got here,
Yeah.
Jesse was asking, what did you guys discuss on the episode when Danny was here? Like, did you get into anything that might come up again? And I drew a blank because I do so many episodes, not because your episode was a dud, because it wasn't.
Thank you. I was going to ask you if it was a dud. So
Not
thank
at
you.
all.
Okay.
I just can't remember it.
No
do you
offense, but
recall?
I could. I was
also can't
asking you.
remember.
Yeah, your car door handle.
Yes, there's
came
door
up.
handle stuff.
That's
We discussed
mostly
junkyards.
Oh yeah, junkyards. Oh, we talked about. Oh, actually, I was sad you weren't here that day because you were going to be and you couldn't be. But we talked about Jay Leno and how, and you and I have discussed because Jesse also, is from the neighborhood here and regularly sees Jay Leno,
Yeah.
wandering or really speeding around in
Yeah.
various steam powered.
Right.
Some just insane antique.
The corner of Hollywood and Magnolia is like Main Street at Disneyland. Like every
And he is Mickey
weekend at a
Mouse.
certain time, he comes out, he does autographs in his Stanley steamer,
Yeah.
and a little handler on the side.
I was with the kids in the car, and they were small at the time even too, and I got behind this thing that was very clearly like a covered like a Conestoga wagon, and it was over by Disney. And so not Disneyland, but Disney, where functional,
Like
where
the
there's
studio lot,
the studio lot. So I was like, oh, they must be moving some sort of Western prop from across the street from one thing to the other. So I'm behind it, and there's a whole line of traffic behind it, and I kind of stayed behind it. Everybody else kind of like angrily zipped past it, and I was like, look, kids, there's a right, and I was like, hey, you guys want to see some horses? Because naturally this vehicle is horse powered, and I pull up alongside it, and it's not. It's like a fire truck from like 1894, and quite literally, like Jay Leno is just like struggling. Like, you ever see, that instrument that like goofballs play that has like whistles and horns and like
Oh,
levers
like a
and shit
one-man
that?
band kind of situation?
That's like
Strapped to the
how
back.
he was operating this machine, just like turning cranks and pulling levers and like struggling so mightily to keep this on the road. And like we kind of pull it past him, and my son, who was like 5 at the time, is like, it's just an old man, like he's just mad because he wanted to see horses. And it's just like the fascinating thing is like Jay Leno has somehow like created some hobby that just inconveniences the entire neighborhood. Like we're always stuck behind his fucking weird jalopies. So yeah.
I feel
Anyway,
like I've lived in Burbank for a while now, and I think but I'm kind of a shut-in.
You don't get out.
I think I've only seen him on the road twice. How many times has everyone else seen him?
a few, like maybe 3 or 4 times.
Okay, all right. So
never
my
in the
average
same
is fine.
vehicle.
Easily
No.
a dozen. My wife saw him at like the grocery store buying meat. I mean,
Whoa, you
he
saw
must-
him not on the road.
Yeah, he's so rich. Like, I don't know why he's like in Ralph's looking at the prepackaged steaks and stuff, but he was.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why he's so
he doesn't
rich.
trust.
He's
the
so
shoppers.
relatable, Yeah, just in his denim buying steaks. I love it. Real Burbank dad,
Well, wait, didn't he like wave to Felix one time? or something?
I told him when I was here. Yeah,
Oh,
it
you
was like
told us
we were
that.
just
Okay.
at a park, and he just saw a kid and was like, "I'm going to say hi to that kid from my car." And he just pulled over and waved, and he sped off. And my son was so confused. My son did not watch the Tonight Show before he was born. Yeah.
How many times have you seen him, Tony? Now, Tony's not a Burbank resident.
I'm not sure. I did live in Burbank at one
Oh,
point,
right.
though, and I know at least, I want to say at least twice, for sure once, but I want to say I've seen him a few times
Okay.
because it is a game I play in my head. If I see some stupid looking old car, if I can't see the driver yet, I'm like, oh, Jay Leno, and 99% of the time,
Always.
Sure. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
I feel like you have a lot. I do too. But is there a lot of games going on in your head?
Oh yeah. None of them useful, but yeah.
Right. All right. And Daniel, how many times have you seen him?
Oh, probably 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always that thing of like, that can't. I mean, it's got to be him, but it can't be him.
Has anyone
And
ever
of course
seen
it
him
always is.
not in denim? He was in
He is
head-to-toe
always in denim.
Always.
That is
I saw him.
not a joke.
Always.
He wears head to toe denim.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I was really more. He was way up high too. That was the other thing. Is
Yeah.
that fucking old timey fire truck is like he was way above our car. So I didn't really.
That is pretty cool,
I was
though.
concerned.
He came by during the writer's strike. Jesse and I picketed together every day during the writer's
We
strike.
did.
And
It was nice.
yeah, it was nice. Yeah, and I feel like we saw him. He came by a couple times
Yeah.
with like boxes of donuts and stuff. So but again, that was he was probably just cruising by anyway. Was like, I'm going to
but
swing
in
by.
uniform.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Drew Carey style.
Yeah.
I don't know Drew Carey though. How do you guys feel about when a super rich person does something generous, but you go, well, wait a minute, how generous is that really? You have a million, zillion, or as Owen would say, you have a dizillion dollars. And my example is the James Van Der Beek GoFundMe, which is controversial to begin with. But Steven Spielberg donated $25,000, which is nice, but it's not much to him.
Yeah, I would posit, and Jesse and I have met a fair amount of famous, I think, rich people just in our line of work, and what I have discerned is that if you are rich, sorry about that.
Tony had a thought.
No, they're Italian going to hell. Every time a bell rings, an Italian goes to hell.
Is that the sound that goes off when someone brags they know a rich person?
Yeah, bragger alert.
But I'd say my being Jesse's written for a ton of comics. We've been in the orbit of famous rich people, and I get the sense that famous rich people are constantly asked for money from everyone they have ever run into.
Yeah.
And so I think giving, and I think Steven Spielberg didn't know James Van Der Beek or something, right?
Maybe not. I saw
like,
an article in People that was like Steven Spielberg, Dawson Leary's favorite director, donates $25,000.
Oh, that's right.
And I sat there and I was like, I worry about my brain because I was like, who's Dawson Leary? For the longest time, I was like, this is a misprint. No, it was his character.
You thought his name was Dawson Creek, right?
I thought, maybe, or maybe I thought his name was James Dawson or something. I don't know. It did not enter the world of possibility that Dawson was his first name and his last name was Leary. I couldn't. But anyway, so yeah, maybe he didn't know.
Well, and I bet if you looked up all the things Steven Spielberg has given money to, you'd be like, oh wow, this guy gives a lot of money. So
Right.
I think giving $25,000 to a person, the family of a person you don't know, to me seems like pretty
That's
good.
pretty generous.
And I think it's like if you, I don't know, I think it's easy to criticize someone and be like, you have all the money in the world. You're like, yes, but I wouldn't have all the money in the world if I gave everyone $1 million.
Yes.
So,
Right. That doesn't bother me at all. The only thing that would maybe bother me about it is I know about it. I should know about it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, if I know
Yeah.
about it, it's less of
Do
a
it
cool
as
gesture.
a non.
Yeah, but that applies to millionaires too. Like anytime I see like some fucking BuzzFeed thing or whatever, where it's like, look at this awesome dad who turned his kids' bunk beds into a Death Star. He's not an awesome dad because I fucking know about it. You know what I mean? Like he's
doing it for clout.
He's a desperate dipshit who put this on the internet so that people would think he's a neat dad, and it's fucking gross. Danny is a great dad. He does neat shit for his kids all the time. I'm a good dad. You're a good dad.
I'm all right.
Nobody knows what we nobody knows what we do for our kids because it's none of your fucking business.
I mean, Danny wrote a book about parenting, but I get your point.
Touche.
and man, did I
Touche.
cash in on those kids. Oh, man. You have no idea how much I gave to James Van Der Beek's family for my book royalties.
This is true. So, Tony,
Yes.
how was the tour?
Cold. Real fucking cold.
Tell us
Yeah.
where you were, what cities.
Well, we started warm because we started in Florida. We had 2 days in Florida, and then it was all downhill from there. The third show was supposed to be Nashville, and then that's right when all the ice and
yeah,
everything
you hit.
hit. So the Nashville show got postponed. The third show of the tour got postponed, and then it became the last show of the tour. So the tour got extended a couple days, which was great for me since I'm moving currently. So that was nice and convenient. So yeah, we'd like just kind of worked our way through the Midwest. There were, Chicago, Detroit, Minneapolis. But by the time we got to those spots, it actually had warmed up a lot. But like Buffalo, I think, was the worst day. I think it was literally like a high of 4 degrees or something that day. And it was a lot of, we sleep through the drives as the bus driver gets us there, but some sleepless nights from those drives sometimes.
Oh, really? From the ice or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, our driver was great, though. I got to say, like, we've had a lot scarier drivers in the past where you're like, really, really not sleeping, and you feel the bus swaying like crazy doing these drives. But this guy was much more cautious. It just took us a lot longer to get places, but you can't help but think about what he's driving through when you're trying to sleep. But it was the shows were good and everything. It was really cold. I was telling Jesse before we started, it just, you have some time throughout the day to like go out and do things, walk around town or whatever. Like, just didn't want to do anything because it was so fucking cold everywhere. So it was about 3 weeks, but it felt a lot longer because I just didn't do anything most of the time.
I have a thing, and I've had this since I was a kid, where if I am in the back of a vehicle, not like the back seat of a car where
The trunk, you mean?
or strapped on the roof, yes, or attached.
I hate to bring
it
back to Italians.
Yes. No, if it's like some kind of bus or minivan or anything, and I'm in the back, and the driver like gets out, like we park and the driver gets out, I begin to feel really nervous about like what if the car starts rolling, or even if the driver's there and I just begin to suspect they might not be a good driver. I guess what I'm saying is I'm kind of a control freak. I don't know. Like if I'm in grabbing emergency brake, that was the thought before I was old enough to drive, or in like grabbing the steering wheel distance, then I'm okay. But if I'm far enough back, then I begin to like catastrophize about all the things that could happen to this in this vehicle, and I'm stuck in the very back seat. So what I'm realizing is, if I were in Motion City Soundtrack, and I know that is a possibility.
Yeah, it's been in talks. Yeah.
I know. We've been in talks for a long time. I don't know what's stalling the progress. I would probably not sleep on the bus because I begin to be paranoid about what if something happens.
Yeah, I'm going to pretty much guarantee you would not sleep.
Yeah.
You would insist on driving the tour bus.
But see, I don't think I could.
Does that sound awful? I was joking a lot on the tour that I was going to give the driver a break because I'm the last person on earth you would want. This, I don't like driving a big vehicle.
Yeah, I don't think
it's already the huge
long
bus and
vehicle,
a trailer attached to the bus, also,
right?
And sounds awful. Driving through curvy mountains and all. Yeah.
Could you guys drive a tour bus?
I think I could.
Really?
Yeah,
I think you could too. I couldn't, but out of all my friends, I would pick you to drive me a tour bus. Yeah.
Why?
You have the general vibe of a truck driver, which I think is probably the most important characteristic. You always have a toothpick in your mouth. You wear cargo shorts.
Yeah.
You used to vape. You don't anymore, but you used to vape.
The vaping was a brief. It was just to get me off smoking. That's all. Like,
it was when I met Jesse. He came in for a job interview. That's where I met him, and that was a professional environment. We have become good friends since. But I remember the meeting very well because you had. In my head, you were wearing cargo shorts. Or maybe you didn't wear shorts to a job interview, but
I don't. It's possible.
There's hope in your voice.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
And you also had an earring at the time, and you vaped. And I remember, I don't know that we told you this, but we had a conversation being like, okay, he has cargo shorts and an earring, and he vapes, and he needs to pick only one of those to keep. And so you chose cargo shorts, which was the correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, vaping's not good for you. And it was also, I had an infant son who around that same time was like starting to tug on the earring.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was time to get rid of it. But I literally just had a conversation with my wife
about
last Friday about bringing the earring back in my old age.
Marriage.
Because she liked it. So like Morgan Freeman or Harrison Ford. I can be one of the old guys.
Yeah, now I'm remembering because you and I both did Red Eye.
Right.
And now I'm remembering you always had an earring.
I did for a long time. Yeah.
I'm just imagining you trying to bring back the earring and then walking into our writer's room.
See, that was literally the discussion. I was like, I can't do it while I work there. That's what I'm saying. Like when I'm old, like when I retire, like then I'll.
Well, what would happen?
like
just- yeah.
we'd never stop. We have to cancel that night show because all the writers would be too busy
no
writing
material.
jokes about Jesse's earring.
Yeah.
It would be like if you just tried to like casually like start wearing a fedora at work and like in a comedy writer's room. It'd be
Yeah,
like
you can't like after you've been there for like you can't just like introduce.
So the whole
a
time
new-
you've been at Jimmy Kimmel, you've never had an earring.
Well, I did at the beginning,
Oh, right.
but there's been some turnover, and it's been so long that I think, it would be a pretty big deal if I tried to show up one day with an earring. I can't.
Are there no piercings on the staff?
you know, we all live under constant fear, I think, of being
ridiculed,
mocked, trying something kind of new.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm trying to think the last time, like one of our writers has a ponytail, or as he would say, a man bun.
Right.
He's very insistent it's up.
But he's had it the whole time. And I've been wearing cargo shirts the entire time.
Yeah,
And
you're
so
locked in
it's
amber.
like-
That's it.
Yeah,
Whatever
yeah.
you start with is what
Right.
you're going to be forever.
Right.
So that's like, you kind of get grandfathered in by
Right.
whatever, embarrassing sort of fashion trope
Right.
belongs to you.
But no one would dare try anything new, I feel like.
Well, no, you know what? I got some grief. So Emmett started playing, my son started playing baseball. Like, he's like obsessed with Little League. It's been like 2 years. And so, like, that has now like really taken over my life too. And like, I'm really invested. So I just one day, he always has baseballs in the car. So I like have now formed this habit where I kind of play with the baseball while I'm driving. I just kind of roll it around in the one
total
hand.
truck driver
And,
stuff.
and yes, and he does it in the office.
So I brought it to work, and so that was no small thing to introduce the baseball.
Now you're
fidgeting.
baseball guy.
Yeah. So I still have it's the toothpick and that, and I kind of it's not conscious, but I try not to do them at the same time because I feel like that's too many fucking goofy affectations at the same time.
But you will walk into my office to have like a professional work meeting, and you're like throwing a baseball between your two hands,
Yeah.
like you're about to go like warm up a batter or whatever.
yeah. So
So that's what I'm saying.
So-
Truck driver
so-
behavior.
but so I have personal experience with like introducing a new sort of affectation,
Yeah.
which wasn't like I wasn't like I'm going to be the kind of guy who throws a baseball.
Right.
around the
No, it was natural.
It was natural and
or
so-
organic.
Oh,
Yeah.
also another truck driver characteristic about Jesse. Jesse, what is your favorite food?
hot dogs? Is that what you're going to say?
His favorite
Yeah.
food is hot
Yeah,
dog.
yeah. We had this fancy catering lady who just made bowls of bullshit, as I called them. They're just these, I fucking couldn't stand it. Every time you'd come into it. It was nice that free meal was provided. I appreciate that
Yes,
aspect
that's
of it.
definitely coming
but
through.
like most of the time, it was just a bowl of bullshit. And I was like, fuck, what is this bowl of bullshit today? Right? And
And it's like,
then,
meanwhile, it's like really healthy. Like,
Yes, exactly.
Was
It
it like
absolutely was.
quinoa or something?
yeah, or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like that kind of stuff. And then so there was like a month where she was like trying to, I guess, people gripe about free food all the time, no matter what. People are assholes. And so like I guess grumbling. So she then started putting like a survey out for everybody. And she did it for an entire month. And at the bottom of the survey was suggestions, and every single day for a month I put hot dogs. Never one time. And I got Tony to do it too. So we had two people begging for hot dogs on a daily basis for a month. Never got them.
Who's
So,
Tony?
He's one of the other writers. So
Did he really want the hot dogs, or was he?
I
just
think he
on
was
your
really
team?
more sort of just supporting he
Right.
likes hot dogs, but
He was
Yeah,
being a
I
good
think
friend.
he was being a good friend to me.
Now, Danny,
Yeah.
don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
You strike me as someone who might enjoy a bowl of bullshit.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, mostly what I eat is bowls of bullshit. Yeah.
What could you explain these bowls?
It was like a quinoa and like a protein,
Okay.
and like a vegetable made fresh. For the most unappreciative group of people on planet Earth, comedy writers. I think one of my rules as a manager, and not a rule, but I really try to really get the writers not to complain about their free lunch, because I think we're some of the only people on staff who actually get, because we have to work through our lunch. It's like we can't leave for an hour because that's like a time we have to be working. So they very nicely provide us lunch. But the amount of complaints you hear from people about like a free, like what I imagine is probably like an $18 lunch, and people are like, "Oh, this again." I'm like, "Are you for real?" We once had a writer.
I don't complain. I just
No,
it was
you don't.
just-
No,
yeah,
you don't.
But anyway,
we once had a writer complain that we ordered from this restaurant that's a little pricey, and he goes, "Ugh, I had this for dinner last night." And I go, "How was anyone supposed to know what you had for dinner last night?"
well, bringing it back to AI, have you noticed that Google Gmail now has this feature that nobody asked for. Well, it will summarize emails for you at the top.
I have turned that
Apple
off.
does that.
I didn't.
But-
Okay, I don't know how to turn it off, and it's fucking obnoxious. But what's really fascinating is if you're on a chain, it will summarize the whole chain. And so there's the lunch order one, and AI summarizes a year and a half of fucking people bitching about the lunches. It's fucking amazing because it'll be like, Becky has sent out the new email list, and then it'll go, Tony said we had this last week. Like, it'll go like that. And there's just so many like fucking goofy little complaints about
Okay, question. This is now the second time I've heard of this, but I only just heard of it. I'm on a WhatsApp, in a WhatsApp group with my old college friends. We recently reconnected, and it's been like one of my favorite things that's happened in the last year that I've reconnected with these people. But our friend Owen, who is, my son was not named after him, but that is where I was introduced to the name Owen. He hasn't like checked into the thread in probably like a year. And he let us know that AI had summarized it, but like in a very incorrect way. But all of us are like, wait, where do you see this? So where do you see the summary of a thread?
just like on a laptop, like if you're using if you just go to Gmail, it will at the top summarize all of them. And what's funny too about a thread with comedy writers is that it's something very perfunctory like lunches, and then it's just like like Thai Gary suggested Thai food, like it'll be like summaries like that, and then it'll go like Jesse made a joke about paraplegics, like just in the middle of this like thing about lunches because it's comedy writers. Anyway,
Also, by the way, I'm realizing now, just as you're saying this, I'm not on this email chain.
you're not on the you don't get
No.
because you have the dietary restrictions of a sick baby bird. Like, so I think you're just not included.
And the way
you
it
don't get to
rotates-
order lunch with the rest of us.
One writer every week gets to pick the restaurants for the week, and I think recently I went, I've never been asked to pick the restaurants, and all the writers go, yeah, dude, like
Yeah.
that would be everyone's least favorite week was the week you picked
Wait,
the
what are
restaurant.
your is it restrictions or preferences?
I can't eat gluten, which cuts out most restaurants,
Yeah.
but there's a couple I could order.
I refuse. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to fuck.
You don't want to be the one to be like copying
No.
Ricker. No. Yeah.
Would just be
I
hot
don't
dogs
wanna-
for 5 days.
Exactly, right. Like, I don't want to be in charge of the lunches because I see how people bitch about everything, so I don't want that responsibility. So,
What kind of hot dog is your favorite hot dog?
like, well, a baseball game hot dog, really. So, but actually not a Dodger dog. Like just your standard, like just your shitty hot dog. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
What are you putting on it?
Just ketchup and mustard. I'm not
Okay.
fancy. Like,
But again, that's his
He's not a hot dog
favorite
snob.
food.
yeah, right.
We all like hot dogs, but that's Jesse's favorite food.
Yeah.
Jesse, are you a toddler? I mean, I'm just wondering. You don't look like one. But he's a truck driving toddler.
Yeah,
No,
he,
but look,
he does wear shorts to work, which is toddler-like behavior. Yeah.
I think toddler me would be pretty thrilled with how shit turned out. That I
We
would
all
say.
do make that promise
If
that
like
we will
toddler
never
me
change.
got to meet me, he'd be
Yes.
like, "That guy's rad,"
Right.
So,
So, Danny, do you have any fashion tropes?
I guess maybe I should ask Jesse that because it's hard to answer that about yourself, I guess. But
no, you're just kind of a clean, boring white guy kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I mean, did you tell them the whole episode with Josh and
No.
I think I heard about it because I think I messaged you on Instagram about it.
Yes.
But yes, tell us.
Jimmy
This is
talked about
hilarious.
it on Ted Danson's podcast, but so one of our other head writers, Josh Holloway, is one of my best friends, and he recently got promoted from he was like our head monologue writer for many years. Now he's one of the head writers, and so because I'm very close with Josh, I felt comfortable telling him this, but he dresses like really sloppily to work. It's like his like kind of wears like baggy pants, and he's always wearing like a hoodie. And so I lovingly, as a friend, I went, hey, now that you're like management here, maybe like dress like a little nicer to work. And he took great offense to this, and he told Jimmy about it.
Was this just a you thing, or like had people commented on this?
Just a me thing, and I try to dress like I don't dress like super nice at work, but I try to look put together, and every once in a while like you have to go down and like talk to one of our celebrity guests or something like that. So I'm like I want to like look like I can walk into that situation and look somewhat professional.
If Abercrombie and Fitch had a children's section, That's what Danny dresses like a mannequin in the children's section of Abercrombie.
All right, taken. Yeah. But so I said this to Josh, and in a joking way. It's not like I pulled him aside. This is a serious conversation, but I was making fun of him. I go wear a shirt like with buttons on it to work. That should be your rule. And then so this was a thing, and then months and months went by. And then one day...
And by the way, Josh, for what it's worth, is not the kind of person who... He's not a what the fuck is that supposed to mean kind of guy. You know what
He's
I'm saying?
not.
Yeah.
Wait, he is or isn't?
He's very much one of those kind of people, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes. So I think it bothered him that I went like, you dress like shit and maybe don't dress like that. And then so months and months go by, and then and the way our rehearsal works is like the whole staff comes and we watch clips and bits, and so Jimmy can kind of get a sense of like what's working and what's getting laughs and stuff. So the whole staff is in the audience, and then who's on stage is Jimmy and one of our monologue producers, and Josh and one of our other writers, Greg. And so they're like down on the stage, and I look and I go, oh, that's crazy. Josh is wearing like a shirt and it was a really specific shirt. It's like a Fred Perry polo shirt, and those have little colored piping on them, and it's like the same piping. And I was like, oh, that's like so weird. He has the same shirt as me. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then and I was like, huh, that's odd. And then like another day went by, and then like a couple days later, he's not only wearing an item of clothing I have, he's wearing an item of clothing that I am wearing. And I go, what the fuck? And then so I go down to like at the end of rehearsal, I go down because just in case there's any like notes for the monologue, like what we're going to do that night. I talked to Josh about what they were picking and stuff. And I go, dude, you're dressed like exactly like me. And he goes, what are you talking about? I go, look, we're wearing the exact same outfit. And then Jimmy goes, what are you guys talking about? Now in hindsight, this all, it's like the Sixth Sense. Now I know what was going on. But he goes, oh yeah, I guess you guys are dressed kind of similar. I go, no, we're dressed exactly alike.
But were you saying it like, just like, isn't that weird?
Yeah. I'm like, and I know how Josh dresses, and I'm like, where did you even get this? And he goes, at the store. I go, at the Danny Ricker store. I go, you're wearing, and it's like, I know you're wearing Converse. You're wearing like the Jack Purcell Converse, like I am wearing. And everyone's kind of like, didn't make a big deal about it. And then so like, like someone took a picture, like, oh, that's so weird. And then like the next week, it like happened again. I was like, this is insane. And everyone's like everyone's just treating me like I'm crazy. And then the third time it happened, I saw Josh walk in, and it just all hit me like a ton of bricks. And I go, okay, clearly I'm being pranked. I don't know how, but somehow Josh is finding out what I'm wearing when I leave my house, and then changing into that. And then so then I texted Josh and Jimmy. I go, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I know you guys are behind it. And Jimmy, he played dumb for a while, but what I have since found out is that Jimmy studied me for months and took pictures of, like, secretly of everything I wear to work over months and months and months, and then bought exact copies of every item.
Oh my God.
Jeans, shirts, jackets, shoes. Got them all, had them at our office, and then what they were doing was, I believe, although I haven't confirmed this part, I believe my wife every day, like they would text my wife and have her send them a screen grab of me from our video doorbell of what I was wearing, and then Josh would change into that outfit which they had in Jimmy's office, and then he'd come down dressed as me at rehearsal. And then even after I busted them on it, they kept doing it. I was like, stop it. It's just driving me insane. So anyway, yeah.
That's amazing.
That's the kind of place we work at.
You haven't asked your wife.
She has denied it, but I don't know how else, unless, I mean, we have like security cameras at work, so I was like, maybe they've looped our security into it, and they get a screen grab from security. I don't know, but that's a pretty quick turnaround because I get to work like right before rehearsal, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And were you aware of all this?
No, but I was in Danny's office, and he was like outlining all of the possible
got
ways
the thing on
that
the
they're
wall.
doing this. Like, yeah. He was very much like, I know this is happening, and these are my theories as to how it's taking place. So I was privy to that. But,
So you think that Josh, when you told him this, went to Jimmy and they cooked this up?
Jimmy was there, I think, when I was first making fun of Josh, and then I think Jimmy's favorite kind of prank is one that is very elaborate and has really very little payoff, because I go, this was not for the shit. This was never on the air.
Yeah.
It was just to like kind of like slowly make me think I was going crazy. And then he told Ted Danson about it. That, I guess, was the big payoff, you know.
I have a not. It's not nearly as elaborate, but it was during the strike, and all the writers were, and for some reason I wasn't there that day, and
you were scabbing.
Yeah,
during the strike. Yeah,
Because he was working.
I was busy scabbing. Yeah,
and Jimmy came to picket with everyone, and then took everybody to lunch, and somehow at lunch it came out that it was the makeup. Woman, she's great. Her name's Stephanie, and she was like, my Pilates instructor says one of the writers does Pilates, and then that became like a whole thing. Like, which one of you fucking guys is taking Pilates?
See, this is what I'm saying. Why you could never do the earring.
Yeah.
You can't introduce some new plot point. Like that. Yeah.
Right.
And then so she texts. She was there too. She texts her Pilates instructor, and then she goes, his name was Jesse, and so then. There's two Jessies, and the other one's the guy with the ponytail. So it immediately felt, but he was there, and is like, it was not me. And so then all suspicion fell to me. So then they send a photo of me to the Pilates instructor, and she goes, yeah, that's him. And this is exactly how people get wrongfully convicted. She fucking identified me in a photograph. I fucking have never, you guys know me. Like, does any of that fit my general
No.
vibe?
But that's why it was so
Pilates.
delicious. We're like, for those of you who can't see Jesse, you're like 6'4".
Yeah.
You're 6'4". Again, we've described him. He likes hot dogs, all these
Yeah.
things, cargo shorts. And the idea of him on a Pilates reformer was like too much for us to just, it was
And
so good.
I know what I was doing. I was doing Tom Papa's podcast, so I had my phone off. So I come out, and there's a dozen text messages from people making fun of me for doing Pilates. I'm like, what is this? What's going on? And I'm trying to trying to get to the root of what this joke is
Right.
and why that's happening.
Oh, you
And
need AI.
It's just, it's very confusing.
Summarize it.
And so then it was like, no, there's like actual visual confirmation that you've, and I'm like, I literally don't even know what they are. I understand there's some kind of
Vaping Pilates?
Yeah, like there's some kind of exercise, but I don't even know how it's done. Like, I don't know if it's a machine or what. Like, I just have no basis of it. And so anyway, long story short, it comes out there's this dude in the graphics department, not the writers department, who is 100% the guy who would do Pilates, and his name is Jesse also.
and he's also tall.
And he's also tall, but we don't look anything alike. Not enough to convict me of this. But this lady misidentified me as the culprit so eventually days later came out that it was that Jesse. But then somehow my email has just been bombarded with Pilates classes information. And to the point where I've
Curious.
almost had to discard this email address. I'm constantly blocking Pilates invites. And it turns out I find out much later that Jimmy had signed me up for dozens of like Pilates newsletters after the fact.
That is hilarious.
Thing is now, actually, you probably could start doing Pilates now and get away with it because no
I
one
bet
would
I
believe
could
it.
if I would have to look into what they are still, but yeah. Anyway.
And like Jimmy is like the busiest guy I
Yeah,
know.
right.
And he still makes time for the important stuff, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
this brings me to something I need to ask you about, Danny, because
Yeah.
you mentioned something on the episode that Daniel and I, it's been just, we cannot get it out of our heads. You said that you and your wife go to bed at 9:30.
Yeah, this is insane to me.
Yes.
I need to understand how this happens. Like, what time are you getting home from work? What time is dinner happening? What time is kids' bed? How do you make this happen?
Well, it's just part of the high octane lifestyle my wife and I live. No, but I get home. So like really our day at our work day starts at like, for me, like 6 a.m. That's when I need to be up and alert. And we're starting to like kind of figure out like, that other head writer, Josh, I was talking about, who dresses like my twin. He's kind of picking like the topics that we're going to talk about that night. And I'm kind of helping him and like weighing in on that. So that's at 6 a.m. And then we work for basically like 13 hours. And then I get home at like 7 or 7:30. We eat a really quick dinner. And then it's like the last bite of food gets shoveled into a kid's mouth. We send them upstairs. They shower, get ready for bed, and which, of course, as you guys know, it takes like 2 hours to get your kids ready for bed. And then, so as soon as they're in bed, I have to go to sleep because it's like I got to get up at 6, and so it's like the idea of watching an hour-long drama sounds great, but it's like A, I'm wiped out, and B, we have to get up early. So we put the kids to bed, and we just walk right to our bed, and we shut off the lights, and we lay down, and we go to sleep, and that's it. Yeah.
So like they're
But I'd like to point out that his kids are no better than your kids. Just because he does all this bullshit. Like, your kids are just...
It's really the part where you go right to bed.
yeah.
But like
That's
I
But
don't.
like there's no room. There's no wiggle room for like all of a sudden someone you haven't talked to in a while texts you and then you're like stuck in it. You're texting back and forth or
I mean, I could, like sometimes there's maybe like a 30 minutes of like phone rot time,
Yeah.
or sometimes like we have a work thing come up, or like Jimmy has a question about something, or we're revising a script
Well,
or whatever.
quite often, Jimmy doesn't send stuff back till like 10:30.
Yeah, so
or even later sometimes. So how do you you just not?
I
deal
stay
with that
awake
till
as
the
long
morning?
as I can.
Okay.
In case there's like an emergency, a writer emergency, not a real a comedy emergency. And then eventually I just fall asleep, and then I kind of because I also get the sense like he's working late, but I don't think he always wants like a bunch of replies because then he's got to work
right.
more. So he kind of does his shift, and then we'll kind of pick it
Right.
up in the morning.
Got
But
it.
yeah,
so are you helping getting the kids out the door in the morning?
yeah, it depends. Like this week we were off, so I was like I'll go down and I'll make some eggs and stuff like that, and go to drop off for our son. But usually my wife, who works part-time and then also is the stay-at-home parent, she is doing a lot of that. But I'll like start working, and then it takes a really long time to get our son out of bed, so he needs like 2 different shifts of a parent coming in going like, okay, time to wake up, and then I'm a little more like the enforcer being like, all right, dude, like, come on. I come in and back clean up on getting him out of bed. So yeah, we kind of have this like complicated web of like, I'll stop writing jokes for 15 minutes to like get him up, and then I go back to it.
And then does your wife so when you come in and you have dinner, is that a dinner that she made for everyone?
Usually, yeah. And then on the weekends, like I'll grill, like when I'm home, I'll do that kind of stuff. But yeah.
What time do you go to bed, Jesse?
Oh, like 1:32, something like that. Usually, yeah. So,
You still have like stand-up comic hours. Yeah.
I do, and sometimes I'll try to get ahead of stuff because I feel like I do write decent stuff like real late at night, But yeah, the one skill that I have to get up at 7. We start writing jokes at 7.
So you're not getting enough sleep.
At 7. So, well, yeah, I guess. I don't think I need as much as other people, but like
You're lucky.
anyway, and I can also fall asleep like instantly. That's like, which my wife hates me for, but like that's something that I can do very easily. But
Right.
You can also sleep in late. You've told me like you, because you and your wife, I know, will switch off with like who gets up with the kids on the weekends, and you've told me like, oh, if it's not my weekend to get up, you said you can sleep till like 11 a.m., which I physically could not do now. But yeah,
sure. So but it's something that I never thought was a skill existed or that I would ever have or need is I have developed through working on this particular show the ability to roll out of bed at 6:50 and start writing comedy at dawn. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think that was ever anything that I would need to do, but like I am capable of doing that. So so I can kind of just, it only takes me like I can kind of be ready to go in 10 minutes. So yeah. But
Impressive.
Here's a question: is this Trump term funnier than the last one?
Well, it's a complicated answer because I feel like there's like darker stuff happening already. So like not for that reason, obviously, but I think the thing that is good for comedy is when everyone knows the story already. Like if Jimmy had to spend 60 seconds explaining a complicated congressional procedure and whatever, and then we get to the jokes, but like just Donald Trump now, everyone knows everything he's doing all the time. And so if like right before not date this right before we started recording, it's like the Supreme Court struck down his like tariffs, right? Like everyone 3 years ago, no one knew what a tariff was. Like I mean, like most like Americans, right? Now everyone knows what it is. And so to go like the Supreme Court struck down his tariffs, everyone like literally knows what that means. You can roll right into the comedy. So that helps us in that sense.
Yeah, and also he has significantly more holes in his brain than last time, so he says goofier shit. You know what I mean?
He's falling asleep a lot. Like
so that helps. So in a way, like I agree, like it's darker, but also because of that, I think you can go harder.
He's got more characters around him now too, because like you kind of forget like the first Trump term, there were people like James Mattis, right? Who it's like he hired, but James Mattis was like a career like military man who's like widely respected like in the government and the military, and like that was like who Trump had like at first, and now it's like, hey, let's get like the weekend host from Fox and Friends. He's gonna be, so it's like there's a lot more of that going on now too.
You have like RFK Jr. working out in jeans with Kid Rock.
Right.
Did you see that video?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a much cartoonier bunch of embarrassing basic cable goofballs,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Although back then there was like Scaramucci. Is that his name?
Yeah. He was a punchline for a while, but
even he would be. He's like tame now, I think, compared to a lot of
those
the
standards.
Right.
Yeah, he's a lot more qualified.
I mean, Caroline Leavitt, like
and also they're all in a pedophile's notebook, now, which is like really, it's really good for comedy.
Yeah.
Every one of them is best friends with a pedophile.
I think there's a lot more like North Korea stuff going on right now where Caroline Leavitt, like they're like, hey, quick question, why is the president covered in bruises? And she's like, because he's shaking hands so much from making America fantastic. And you're like, everyone goes, okay. And it's like that was, I mean, like Sean Spicer did that a little bit, but everyone saw Sean Spicer as like a goof, and he got made fun of. It's like his suit's too big, and he claimed the crowd was too big. Like now that no one would bat an eye at that.
Yeah.
Right. Let's take a quick break.
Hey everybody, Tony here. Why am I doing this? I don't know, but here we are. Did you know that Allison is doing a weekly news show over on Patreon? She won't shut up about it. So go get it at patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
All right. Okay, let's do a segment. It is going to be yes, please, or oh, please. Now, we did this with you, right,
Yes.
Danny?
Mm-hmm.
This is where we say yes, please to something or oh, please to something.
Okay.
And we have a song.
Yeah, I wish I would have known this one was coming.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Neither of those are like really part of my vernacular. They don't really roll off the tongue, but I will.
Are you
do my
more of a
best.
like tired or wired guy?
Very much so.
What about fuck this or fuck that?
Oh, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
No. Look, I'll play again. I'll play along. Whatever.
Fuck this or fuck that.
Fuck yeah or fuck this. Yeah.
I'm going to put that in later.
Okay. So here is what it is. When you go to a restaurant with someone and they order the same thing that you have ordered, we're going for yes, please, or oh, please.
Wait, say that again?
If two people order the same thing at the
Oh,
restaurant,
yeah.
who has an opinion?
I'm going to say yes, please.
Okay.
In fact, I do this a lot, and I get upset when people get mad at me for doing it. So I think I'm on the other side, because unless the plan is we're going to be eating off each other's plates like a bunch of fucking animals, it's fine that I go, yeah, what you ordered, that's also the thing I was going to order. That's fine. Like, I don't know, if there's like a don't copy me thing. It's like we're looking at a finite set of options that chances are we're going to land on the same thing.
I'd like to just quickly point out that family style is traditionally like an Italian way to eat, and Danny's the one who just called them animals. I didn't do that. I simply said they're going to hell.
Oh, okay.
Danny just called
they're less than
all
humans to
Italians
you?
animals.
I see.
And that's very rude.
You might be reading a little into that, but that's okay.
Yeah. So, okay. I don't really. I think here's the thing. I think I would. So I guess yes, please is what I would say, because nobody would order what I order. So if somebody did, I would feel like it was sort of a kindred.
Oh, okay.
You know what
Well,
I mean? Like,
hot
Unless
dog?
it's a table full of toddlers.
Right. Exactly.
Are you always order like what if there's not a hot dog on the menu?
Yeah, how do you order?
Well,
do?
for example, like okay, well, I don't know. I'll get something unusual.
Chicken
like,
nuggets. You like chicken nuggets.
I'm not a baby. Like I have the sophisticated. You ever go to Wurst Kush? Right? They make sausages
I don't even know
out of
I don't
rattlesnake.
even know how to spell that.
They make rattlesnake
What's
sausages.
Wurst Kush?
It's downtown.
Yeah,
I've
there's
never
two of them.
been
There's
there.
one in Venice too, and they make sausages out of weird animals like rabbits and rattlesnakes.
And you like that?
It's cool as hell. Yeah, I think that's neat.
But
I can
still
say
a
I
hot-
ate
it's still a
rattlesnake.
hot dog.
It's a hot dog.
Wait, hold on.
It's a rattlesnake hot
When
dog.
someone said there's no hot dog, what would you get? I would order rattlesnake sausage. That's
Yeah.
your backup?
Well, but the point is, if somebody,
But what if
I
you're
went
not
with Lou
at
one time,
that
and Lou
restaurant?
also got rattlesnake sausage, and I was like, that guy, he sort of went up in my estimate. Like that's a guy. I
Okay,
hang
so
with,
wait,
you
if
know
they
what I mean?
if
Lot
they
of
took the
questions.
bullshit bowls and they took all those ingredients and put them in a sausage, would you like it then?
No.
Is it the delivery system of the sausage
is it that you like?
Cased meat? Yeah. Oh, I will tell you this separately. This blew my mind. So I went, my brother lives in Germany, right? And he's in the military. And I went to visit him one time, and he and I took a road trip to Slovakia to see the shitty little tiny village where my grandma grew up or whatever. And so we had to go through Austria, and we spent the night in Vienna. We stayed in like this nice hotel, and we went down for breakfast in the morning, and you open the thing, guess what they fucking serve?
Hot dogs.
Fucking hot dogs. Like regular hot dogs. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
why are they? They're just literally just like a regular ass
Like an
fucking
Oscar Mayer
yes,
situation? Wow.
a hot dog. And here's why: because they're Wieners. They're from Wien,
Yeah.
which is Vienna. They are the national dish of Austria. Is the fucking baseball game hot dog? Is their national dish?
That's so interesting.
It's
I would have thought
amazing.
it would be like a fancy.
It
hot
is to
dog.
them. It is to them. But
Right.
like no regular hot dogs
Yeah.
are fancy to them. Like they come in like a on a platter, like with a silver
Yeah.
thingy.
Here you're making fun of Italians. I mean,
I think
I'm
it's
just
celebrating.
saying, the
Celebrating
Slovaks,
Austria.
consider hot dogs fancy.
I thought that was really neat. That I was
Were you like,
holy
I'm
shit.
home?
Yeah, I was like, this is amazing.
Wait, so,
Like,
so you,
I
your,
ate
and your
hot dogs for breakfast.
And so your grandmother is from the hot dog capital of the
No,
world.
no,
This kind
that's
of
in Slovakia. I'm
This
talking
is
about
Austria.
Vienna, Austria.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You were
We
driving
stayed
through.
over
I
for the
see.
night.
I see.
And I was like, holy shit. And so the whole time we were in Vienna, that's all I ate was hot dogs because I was like, fuck. Like, I'm like embracing the culture.
Right.
You know?
I have some questions.
Sorry. I've derailed this segment.
No. My questions are about the derailment. What does
Okay.
rattlesnake sausage taste like?
I've had rattlesnake a few times. It's fine. It's more about the story. It's more about like, I think it's cool that I'm eating a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Sort of, I've conquered nature in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't strangle the rattlesnake, but still, you're not supposed to eat rattlesnakes.
Right.
So I'm doing it. I
But
think that's
what
kinda
like
neat.
what? How would you describe the flavor?
It's like dirty calamari. Does that make sense? Right? It's sort of like truck stop calamari in a way.
Sounds awful.
I believe you mean
Yeah.
dirty calamari.
Nicely done. Well done.
Okay, now you're at a restaurant. They don't have hot dogs, and they also don't have weird meats. They're just a standard fare. What are you ordering? Because you have posited that no one else would order what you ordered.
Well, it's just probably not like good for you. You know what I mean? Like that's all. Like so. You know,
So like a meatloaf.
yeah, or like a steak or a
Okay.
chicken parm, something like that. you
Okay.
know, like yeah. So anyway, but I
So-
feel
are
like
you around like quote unquote clean eating people all the
yeah,
time?
I think a lot of the time, yeah,
Yeah.
like especially out here, you know,
right.
in LA, you go to a diner with somebody and they get a fucking salad or whatever, you know, like which is not, you know, whatever. It's fine. I'm not judging anyone for that, but like
A little bit.
Well, I'm pretty sure you and I have eaten at a diner and I've ordered a salad. So
I bet you have. I bet you have. I'm sure you have. Yeah.
Daniel.
Well, but there aren't a lot of gluten-free options at a diner, so kind of the salad's the only thing.
Yeah.
Yes, please, or oh, please.
Well, I think if you're with a group and you do it, often I'll order the same thing. If I can't decide and I'm sitting there and the waiter's waiting on me, it's my turn. If someone has ordered something, I'll sometimes just pick it. It's just a way of choosing. Or that sounds good, sure.
what if
Why
it's
not?
just two people? You're out just with
well,
one
if it's
person.
you, I'll often.
Not me.
They're the only person I see. Like, who else would I have dinner with? I don't know. I do like the variety. Are you asking if I do it? What is the damn question?
The question is
If somebody else does it to you.
Oh, if they do it to
order
me.
your
Yeah.
thing, right? That was the question.
yeah.
Okay, if they do it to me, and it's a new restaurant, then it's please, because I want to see the options. I want to because if I ever come back, now I have one fucking data point for this restaurant. I have what I ordered. Now, if you order something different, now that's two things I can know if that's better. Next time I can order that.
So there's the oh please argument. See, I am a yes please. I feel like cool, we want the same thing. Who cares? However, I have noticed that men in particular, it seems to be, and you alluded to this, some kind of faux pas, or like people get upset if like there's a rule that they have to order different things. I remember my friend, Dustin, my friend Dustin, and this guy Matt, and he was like he wrote about food, but it was just a given that if two dudes go to a restaurant, they don't order the same thing, and I don't understand that exactly.
I mean, I can see that. Or you don't want to order too much of the same thing. Like, you don't want to get the same drink, the same food. Like, eventually it's a little bit weird, I guess.
I don't know.
Well, and
Feels
you
insecure
bring
to
up
me.
and you bring up an interesting wrinkle here, which is like when you asked the question, I thought like, oh, by happenstance, we both privately looked at the menu and we both wanted the same thing. But then Daniel's talking about it. It's someone going, yeah, I'll just have what you're having. Like then it's like a you're copying me thing, which didn't even occur to me.
Right.
But that is a little weirder. Like, because if you're like, what, you're like an adult, you can't pick off the like you're just like drafting off my efficiency at ordering. Like I'm so good at ordering.
I
you're
will,
just
I will
copying
do
me?
that in a pinch. I don't care.
that sounds like for some people
If I can't-
that's an police.
It is a weird thing. I have noticed this. This isn't something that I've never thought of before. But I think with guys, often there's like, you just don't want to seem gay. It's as though like if
Right, that's what I'm. Is that the idea
well,
that
weird. It's
I'm
weird.
deep throating sausages in Vienna. I don't.
Well, it's weird if you think about it at all, because you're like, well, what's the thinking then? It's like, is it that you ordered the same thing and now we're going to start making out? Like, what is where is this going? Like it's some sort of elaborate ritual.
Yeah.
You're becoming me. I'm not sure what the fear is.
I think the only
It's a
time
talented
it's
Mr. Ripley situation.
yeah, I think the only time it's not okay to do it is if you're dining with your twin and you're dressed the same.
yeah.
Then you can't order the same thing.
Well, did Josh start ordering the same thing?
Tony, you have not weighed in.
It's kind of a who gives a shit, really, for me. Because I think I will, although you're specifically saying if you ordered the other person, then
I
orders.
guess I hadn't plotted it out.
But like, yeah, if it's just me, like if it's just Flo and I, for some reason, I think I will sometimes like, oh, you're gonna get that. Maybe I'll get something else then.
But
I don't know. Like I truly can't explain. But if it's a big group of people, I don't give a shit. Like if someone's like, oh, that's what I was gonna get. That's what I'm still getting it. Yeah, I don't
But
care.
if it's just you two,
But I won't necessarily stop myself. But I
But
think
you
I
have the
will have that
reaction.
thought of like, maybe I'll get something else. But then
But
I
is it-
usually will come to, who gives a fuck?
But is the idea so we can both taste a couple different things?
No, not at all. I have no idea what it is. It's pointless.
But if you're with your partner, there is a chance that if the food comes in and looks really good, like you could have a bite. Where it's like if Jesse and I were eating together, I wouldn't be like, hey man, can I have a bite of your hot dog?
Well, and
Like-
even in my situation, I think you said you have the same issue. My girlfriend, bad gluten allergy, so a lot of times I'm getting stuff she can't have.
Right.
So
There's also the thing of like, if I'm choosing between two things and they order one, I don't want to lose. So like, I don't want to end up getting the other thing and then have it be worse. So just as if I get the same thing, at least I'm not going to be jealous.
I feel like you're committing this faux pas all the time without being aware of it.
Maybe that's why I have no friends. It's too awkward for my guy friends to have
Yeah.
dinner with me.
Maybe they're all talking about it behind your back.
Yeah, maybe something to think about.
An original order, have you noticed? All right, well, that was yes, please, or oh, please. Let's move on to just me or everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Jesse,
Yes.
you have one.
I do. And it's sort of it's something that came to me in the middle of the night as I was drifting off, and I jotted it down. And then the next day I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. But then the more I've thought about it, the more it's become like a really kind of defining sort of worldview. And my initial thought, the germ of this idea is, I'm very glad that Colonel Sanders died before we had to find out how he felt about Donald Trump.
Oh,
Do you understand?
interesting.
Because I think we can kind of maybe assume which way he would have gone, but we don't know, and we'll never know. And what that means for the world is that we all get to enjoy KFC without it making a statement at all about who we are or what
Without
we
it being
believe in.
politicized.
Yeah.
You can drive by a KFC and see a fucking like a electric car idling behind a Cybertruck in the fucking, and you will not make that leap. Like it won't even occur to you that it has anything to do with anything else. But every other fucking thing in the world has now, like, because you can't not weigh in anymore, and every goddamn stupid business and thing has to at some point take a side, and then that sort of like affects how you feel about that thing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like Cracker Barrel got dragged into it, and they fucking capitulated to Donald Trump, and so now I'm like, yeah, well, you know, fucking stupid Cracker Barrel. Like, I now do that. Like, I was fine with Cracker Barrel before, and now I don't. I'm like more. I know what you mean. I'm embarrassed for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Home Depot has publicly supported Donald Trump.
They have.
Yes, which is why one of the reasons why if they are near each other, I'll go to Lowe's. Like, they don't fucking, you know what I mean? And I feel like it has permeated everything. And I think that it is such a luxury for things that went away a decade ago or more before he hit the national scene, like Circuit City. Radio Shack. We'll never have to know how Radio Shack would have fucking weighed in on abortion.
And
you know what I mean?
And here's a good example, like Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah.
Now we know Kevin Sorbo's TV's Hercules is like a far right wingnut, and if
it colors how you feel about the past about Hercules.
We had something beautiful with Kevin Sorbo, and now
he's an ICE agent,
and I'm sure that,
he probably is.
No, he legit.
No, you're thinking of Dean Cain.
Oh, is that Dean Cain?
But Kevin Sorbo going out with the sword would be.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
but like, and I'm sure that people on the other side of that equation feel the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They stopped drinking Bud Light because there was a trans person. You know what I mean? Like everybody fucking has to weigh in on this stupid shit now because of this one fucking guy. We'll just pick these fucking arbitrary battles with stupid bullshit. And then we all have to go like, well, I guess I can't get Goodyear tires anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So anyway, I'm really happy that Colonel Sanders is dead because we'll never know.
Yeah.
And I think he's a Southern Kentucky, but also he's very gentlemanly. He was like a Kentucky colonel. He dressed, he might have been like, this man is gauche. You know what I mean? Like, he could have gone.
But do you think there's any member of the resistance who wears a bolo tie?
Well, yeah, probably not. But like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe he's like a pleasant gay man who wouldn't like Donald. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I feel like bolo tie though is actually a little bit of a horseshoe. Like, you go too far into that. You start getting ironic bolo ties.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
I have a bolo tie that has it's a rattlesnake head.
Oh, of course you do.
I wore it to one of the writers' guild.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, that was.
It's
daring.
an actual rattlesnake head. Yeah. So
and
anyway.
he ate the rattlesnake.
Yeah. I didn't eat that specific rattlesnake, but I've eaten its kind. Anyway.
That's right, because you're Mr. Taxidermy.
I am, yes.
Right.
So, yeah.
I don't think I had thought about the fact that Colonel Sanders they've retired Colonel Sanders.
No. Colonel Sanders is still a beloved spokesperson. There was a real man.
Colonel Sanders.
Did you not know that?
No.
Well,
there was
really?
wow, this is fascinating.
He's talking about the actual dude.
There was an actual Harlan, yeah, from Corbin,
Harlan
Kentucky.
Sanders.
Harlan Sanders.
The one that
he looks
that I
like.
Picture?
Yeah.
Yes,
his name was actually
that was
Colonel
a real
Sanders.
human being who looked that way with
And
the
he
fucking
actually-
goofy goatee and the bolo tie.
Yeah.
And he actually was. What was his involvement with KFC?
started it.
He started it.
The
He
secret
was the
mix of
real-
11 herbs and spices.
his-
I
He
feel
made
like there's
that.
more than 11.
And I've been to the original KFC in Corbin, Kentucky, and it's like a sit-down restaurant. They have like tablecloths and shit, and they still serve KFC.
I had no
The regular
idea
food.
that guy was not just a hired spokesperson.
Oh yeah.
No.
There's
I had
pictures out there.
when did
Do
he
you know
die?
that Wendy was Dave Thomas's daughter?
Yes, I do
Okay.
know that.
All
Actually.
right. Well, then you have a weird. I don't know where your line is.
Yeah.
Might just mirror everyone.
you're
I didn't
fast
realize
food.
Colonel Sanders was a real person.
Real.
Well,
Yeah.
I think they've confused the issue when Colonel Sanders, after having passed, they then started hiring random celebrities to be Colonel Sanders in commercials. So, like Samuel L. Jackson was Colonel Sanders once. And
When did Colonel Sanders die?
I don't know.
I just
probably-
Googled it. 1980.
Right.
Oh, my
okay.
God.
So before Donald Trump was just a fucking Pizza Hut spokesman. So he probably hated him actually at the time because
was
Donald
he a
Trump,
real
that's all he was
colonel?
doing was Pizza Hut commercials.
Although
Was
they
he
merged
in the forces?
They did, but that must have been before. Like,
Yeah.
maybe it was in Colonel Sanders' will. Like, buy that fucking place,
Fuck that guy.
fuck that guy, and buy it out. You know what I mean?
Are there
So-
any
but
other
we'll never know. That's what's
fast
nice about it.
food spokespeople who are the real people?
Ronald McDonald.
What about who was the guy? Was it Carl
Is there a
Jr.?
Carl- well-
didn't he, the CEO, wasn't he like out in front for a while?
I don't know.
I think that was back in the
But
90s.
because Carl's Jr. is some weird split across the Mississippi where it's Hardee's on the East
Yeah,
Coast.
that's
I didn't know they were the same.
So, yeah, they're the same place.
There is no real Burger King.
Yeah. And the Jack in the
that's
Box
fake.
is not a real guy.
Yeah.
No, that's not
Oh
a
my
real
God,
guy.
a couple years ago, we were going to the Renaissance Fair, and we drove by Jack in the Box, and Owen goes, "Jack in the Crack." That's what you call it, right?
He picks up stuff. I don't know where he gets it.
Well, if Jack in the Box was a real guy, he'd be in jail for the rest of his life
Yes.
because he killed several
Yeah.
children in the 90s. So, if you recall, remember that?
No.
With the
Yeah,
salmonella?
they
Oh.
a restaurant point. I don't know how the fuck they survived that somehow.
Yeah.
Their food literally killed people, and like it's still a successful restaurant.
How am I
Like that's the
forgetting? I
one
never
thing
did
they
this.
do is cook food,
Right.
Yeah,
and they're
right.
anyway.
Killing children should be a line that we
Yeah,
draw.
we would think,
No.
but anyway.
How
But
am
so
I not
yeah,
knowing
so
that?
Colonel Sanders, we won't know if he's not on the
Right.
Epstein list.
But-
You know what I mean? Like fucking, this was long before. It's such a luxury. People who got to die before this.
I'm so stunned that I didn't realize he was the real guy.
Like
Yeah.
if you wore a
With his
KFC
original
hat,
spices.
no one would know your politics. Is what you
Right.
said,
That's what I
right?
mean.
But if you wore a Chick-fil-A hat, you might
Exactly.
go,
Yeah.
fuck
Like,
you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
Or
The
In-N-Out.
the other the one that's gaining popularity. What the begins with an R?
Raising Cane's?
Yeah, Raising Cane's.
Oh.
That's the opposite. Raising
Which one are
Cane's
they?
has like publicly supported LGBTQ
they
stuff
have?
and everything
Oh,
like
good.
that. They have posited themselves on opposite ends of the fast food chicken spectrum. You see what I mean? Everybody has
Yeah.
to weigh in some fucking stupid way, and Colonel Sanders never had to,
He
and
never
it's so
had
great.
to.
He is a fake colonel, by the way. That is an
That's-
interesting. That's a detail. Like, there's so many. If you really dig into Colonel, like
Was that a
Yeah,
thing
not
back
even-
in the
when
day?
you
Like
buy
with
a
the Southern
colonelship, like Kentucky colonel is not a colonel in
It's
the
like a
military.
lordship. It's a thing
exactly.
that you-
It's like a
you-
knighthood for
yeah.
Kentucky, and he got that. So it's not like he served.
He
So
wasn't
he's
in the
just a-
revolution.
It's not
or
a
in the-
general
in the
so
Civil
who
War.
actually is a chicken maker who
Right.
had like real
I always
military
assumed
prowess.
he was in the Civil War.
Yeah, no,
Like he was a colonel.
no, he's a Kentucky colonel. Kentucky colonel. It's
Like a-
different.
it's like a
he was in the
gentleman's-
army for a year, it
Okay.
looks like,
But
but
not
not
a
a colonel, and also
But-
not from Kentucky.
Private Sanders
Wow.
doesn't work. You know what I
No.
mean?
Private Sanders.
Private
They-
Sanders was on the Epstein list.
Danny, what's your
So
just
that's
mirror
my thing.
everyone?
Well, I have an update to I think my first ever Just Mirror
Oh,
Everyone I
good.
did. So you guys won't remember this, but I explained. I think the first time I was on this podcast that if I ever go running out in public, like on our bike path here in our town, people walk their dogs out there, and I always get really paranoid that a dog that is like next to me going the opposite way is going to walk right in front of me and trip me. And the dog always looks like it's really pulling at the leash to try to get in front of me, right? After I explained this, I went, that's a weird thing to think. And then 3 weeks ago, I was out running and a dog fucking tripped me.
Oh,
the
no.
exact thing I've
No
been
way.
afraid about for years.
No, it finally happened.
And I tripped, and the dog was okay, and I was okay, but I was like, I was right. I felt so. I really, I just
Vindicated.
wanted to be vindicated.
Yeah.
for the show,
Wait,
yeah.
was the owner not controlling their dog? I mean,
I think maybe not paying attention.
paying
Super
was it one of those
closely.
retractable leashes?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
Are,
oh yeah.
the
Somewhere
worst.
today, there's someone else in Burbank doing a podcast right now, and they're doing. They
I'm
got asked
always
the same
worried that
question.
someone's going to trip my
Some
dog.
fucking jogger is going to
Yeah.
kick my dog.
This Abercrombie mannequin tripped over my dog.
What kind of dog was it?
I don't even remember.
Like smaller,
stupid
big though.
one.
I was not even retaining information because I was like, I was right.
Did you
I
fall?
Did you? Yeah.
I know. I caught my balance. It wasn't like a big dramatic
Did you hurt
event.
the dog?
Yeah, no. Everyone was cool. Everyone was cool. But I was like, it literally the thing I've always been afraid. It'd be like if you're like, oh, I'm always afraid. I left the stove on. Of course, I never did. But then like one time you got back from vacation and the stove was on, then you would just never stop
Yeah.
thinking about that.
It's the worst thing when one of your like crazy fears comes true because now all of your crazy fears are
Right.
validated. Like,
Yes.
none of it is
Right.
too out of the,
Yep.
out of the ballpark.
When do you have time to jog in your schedule that you've laid out for us?
That's a great question. That's a superb question.
Well, Jesse will understand. So we turn in our material at 8:50 a.m. every day, which is a very specific time. And then the next thing I have to do, besides I'm just always need to be on email and stuff, but then I have a Zoom briefing with Jimmy at 10:15. So from 8:50 to 10:15, I need to exercise, eat breakfast, shower, get dressed in my cute little Abercrombie outfit, and then be ready to go. So usually I'll like exercise for like 40 minutes in there, and I have to do it in that pocket or it doesn't happen.
Have
So.
you ever once in your life gone back to bed?
No, maybe like like if we had like the times we've written on the Oscars and the Emmys. This is why I think legally I would love if Donald Trump did this, I'd be a fan of his, but moved all award shows to Saturday because the people like Jesse and I, we work on these shows and they're on Sunday night. And then we are also late night writers. And so we have to we're writing the Oscars until, whatever. And then you go to the governor's ball and that's fun. But the whole time you're at the governor's ball, you're going I have to be up at 6 a.m. to write jokes about the fucking news.
Yeah.
And so
about the Oscars.
About the Oscars. Yeah. The thing we just finished writing. So I think on one of those days I might have written my morning material and then slept for 30 minutes and then got ready. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any other just me or everyone's?
I have one.
Let's hear it.
It was coming up a lot on tour.
Let's hear it.
If I'm in a public bathroom, if I'm in a stall in a public bathroom, especially if it's not very busy, and I hear someone come in, I will periodically have to look up and make sure they're not peeking over the top of the stall. Yeah.
This happened a lot on tour. You were afraid someone was spying on you?
I don't know if I'm really afraid, but I just I gotta make sure. I was just I don't think I'd caught myself doing it before.
Right.
But it's I don't know if this is a new thing or I just never caught myself doing it before. But
I don't know if that's just you, but it's not me. Weird, but it will be now.
Yeah, you've added a fear to my paranoia Rolodex now. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard of this happening. I don't imagine it happening, but that's what happens up here.
I have the one though. I haven't had it lately, but it used to happen all the time. I was constantly afraid I'd walked into the men's room by mistake. And then I think one time it did happen, and it was similar, vindication. Although right away because of the presence of urinals, but I'm always worried I'm in the wrong bathroom. Okay.
I think it would take guys longer to figure that out, actually.
Probably.
Because if they're just stalls, I don't think you'd notice right away.
Yeah.
And sometimes the urinals are kind of hidden around a weird little corner. Yeah.
That's a good point.
The times though that I have, if it's just a single stall bathroom, or not not a single stall. I mean, just a,
Just a room.
Just a room, exactly. And if the only one, at the dentist's office or something, if the only one available is a men's, I will use it. Or at a restaurant, I'll use a men's sometimes. And I think to myself, this is definitely worse than the women's bathroom.
Oh, it's good. It's gross. It's so much grosser.
Do you have the same feeling?
Yes.
If you ever go into a women's bathroom, it's nicer.
You're probably the same way. I would never go into a women's bathroom, even if I was about to explode, because there's just the wisp of a possibility you would get charged for a sex crime or something, accidentally. So
yeah, you don't want your DNA to women. That is the point of fact. But were you and I the ones talking about the trough urinals? And
yes. Oh yeah, we had a long, again working at a comedy show. We had a long talk about trough urinals.
Yeah.
Do you even know what a trough urinal is?
Yes, they have them at baseball games,
They
right?
have it.
But
They
not
have it at
anymore.
Dodger Stadium.
They were ubiquitous. They used to be everywhere in public places, and
Okay.
now they're very few and far between. But at the Emmys, there was a trough urinal, and he took a picture of himself. Or did I take the picture and send it to one of us?
We were
hey, look, I found a trough urinal.
The day before the Emmys, we had been talking about trough urinals and how they don't exist anymore. And then at the Emmys,
Where were they?
It was at
the after party for the Emmys.
The governor's ball takes place in a convention center that they make look really nice, but the bathrooms are still, you walk down this long hallway and go up these stairs, and it looks like a ballpark.
It's just like a cinder block bathroom.
Right. So then you go in there, and there's 10 guys in tuxedos basically peeing into the same bucket.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then you might go in there and be like, oh, I'm peeing in the same bucket as one of the Property Brothers.
Yeah, right, because it is the Emmys, so it's very weird. Yeah.
And they got rid of them because it was just too...
Well, there's no separators.
Yeah.
And so...
Communal.
COVID, probably.
Oh.
No,
I don't know, but
I think way
don't want
before
nobody
that,
sneezing on you.
because the thing, even if, and again, and Tony and Daniel know exactly what I'm talking about. Allison maybe know this, although maybe stalls it's the same way, where if you say there's 5 urinals in a bank of urinals, if you're a guy, you walk in, you go to one of the edges if you're the only one, and the next guy that comes in would have to go to the far
like an
end.
elevator.
Yes,
Everyone's...
and then if a third guy comes in, he's in the middle. And then if a fourth and fifth person come in, they got to go in the middle,
Right.
whatever. Yeah. But the weirdest thing you could possibly do, if there were 5 urinals, one guy was in the far left, and then you went over and stood right next to him. That's weird. But in a trough urinal, there's no separators. And so kind of like if you were like if Jesse and I were both using one, Jesse would be standing 10 feet away from me and we'd be like turning 45 degrees away so not see each other. But at a ball game, if it's full,
It's
you're
always
literally
packed.
shoulder to shoulder and you have your penis out and it's like it's
Trough
awful.
urinal is for a high trust society because because there is such a high risk of splashback if you're not doing it right. You have to trust that the guy next to you isn't irresponsibly pissing,
That he's not-
in a way that's going to like mess your
He's not
shoes.
new
and
to
stuff.
his penis.
Yeah, so we can't have that
It
anymore.
sounds like
My-
such
do you know-
high
do you-
pressure.
Do you know Henry Phillips? He's a very funny comedian.
Yes, I know who that is.
He does this joke that I really,
Or I had him on
really
my show.
appreciate.
I think I did.
Not in his show, but he just does it in real life. Is that urinal, and then there's the divider. He'll come next to you and and he will grab it and go, "Don't you hate these things?" It's such a funny.
Don't you hate that?
That's so funny. He had that like sad kitchen thing.
Yeah, he still does it. Henry's Kitchen. It's very funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that was funny.
So anyway.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Tony, trough urinal. Have you used
Love
one?
them. No, I don't know what the question was.
It was just are you familiar with
Yes,
That's
it's been a
actually
while,
thing.
but yeah.
When you have a small boy, as I do, I fucking get so mad, and so does he. I have taken on the mantle of his anger when you go into a public restroom and they have the little urinal, and there's a fucking adult man at it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's got to stand there and dance around behind this fucking guy. And I know that what probably happened is the turnover, right? Like there weren't any open ones
Right.
when he got there and he had to use that one. But you still, if you're a single adult man, you wait.
Right.
Wait for one of the big ones because it sucks. Wait, because like your 8-year-old's like, what the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? And you gotta, so I always like give him a shitty look.
Is
when
your
they get
son
by.
a mini you?
Kinda, yeah, I think so, a little bit, maybe, yeah. So
Does he also like hot dogs?
yeah, he loves hot. Yeah,
Well, yeah, but
does.
he's 8, so
Well, I know,
It's
but
normal, yeah.
yeah.
No, he likes quinoa.
Is your son a mini you, Danny?
I think so. Yeah. He's better at some things than I am. Like he's really good with like science and math and stuff like that. No one else in our family is. So yeah, he's kind of like he'll be like an engineer or something like that, which is not at all who I am. But
Well, this is very me. The other day, I made some point. I was making a joke, and I said something about Attila the Hun crossing the Alps on elephants, and my son goes, "It was Hannibal, Dad." And I was like, "Oh, he's fucking right. It was Hannibal." But that's So anyway, so,
I took Elliot to see
That's
Six
something I
the
would do.
musical. Do you know it? At the
No.
Six?
It's
No.
it's the 6 wives of Henry VIII. And
Okay. That's a
it's like
hard thing to explain to an 8-year-old.
yeah, I know. It's like imagined as they're putting on a pop concert, and they each do a song, and it's supposed to be like a contest about who had the worst life. But it's crazy, and I don't know that much about this time in history. But Elliot is now like he knew that Anne Boleyn had a sister and a daughter who was Elizabeth I, and it's because afterwards he came home and wanted to learn more about it.
Yeah.
He's like,
wow,
this is what you hear about.
That's cool.
yeah, Jesse knows so much about history, and you probably know this from having multiple conversations with him. But yeah, there are times like we'll be in like a writers' meeting, and someone will say something inaccurate about history, and Jesse kind of starts like squirming a little bit, and we'll go like, "All right, go ahead," and then he corrects the record for
They do.
sometimes
They do.
kind of a long time. But that's what we love about him.
You know what? I keep burning things. This is another pet peeve for future ones of these. But people who put penguins in the Arctic, that bugs the fuck out of me.
Which
Somebody
I
did
think
that in
I think I
writers'
did in a joke
room.
recently.
I think you
By the
did
way,
that recently, and it really pissed me off. So
Where are they?
the southern hemisphere, they've never been north. They've never been north
Right,
of the equator.
there's no way that they would have migrated.
Right,
Like,
right,
there was
exactly.
a time when it was like frozen all
But
the
you'll
way.
read all these children's books, and there's like
Yeah.
penguins and fucking polar bears hanging out together, and it's like, what
Right.
kind of fucking idiot? They're literally on opposite ends of the earth.
Yeah.
They couldn't be further away from each other.
Bunch of fucking
This is
assholes.
hey go fuck yourself territory. Let's do
Sorry.
hey go fuck yourself. Oh no, that's okay.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Do you have one? Do you have a hey go fuck yourself?
Okay, well that I could maybe I think I wrote one down, but oh yeah, I do. Joe McCall's dad. So when I was
when you said that, I was like, "Is that like one of your son's classmates?" And
no,
you're just-
no, it was one of my classmates' dad.
Let's hear it.
So when I was like, I don't know, 10, and I've been thinking about him recently because my son plays organized sports and I have to be around all the dads and everybody's great. They're all great. And I get along with all the dads. We have a real nice rapport. And I believe that changes somewhere. I don't know this for sure because 8 is the oldest kid I have, but around 12, I think maybe that's when parents start being dicks. I don't know that, but this is just my theory. And so when I played basketball as a kid, I was not good, and I would only get in the last 10 minutes if we were like really up, right? And I was in the game. We were winning by a lot, so it didn't matter, right? Like, because otherwise I wouldn't have been in the game. And Jay Tant threw, it was a fast break, and I was up ahead, and he bounced past the ball to me, and it went right through my hands and went out of bounds, right? And I was
just as he drew it up.
Yeah, what?
Just as you drew it up.
Yeah. And I was embarrassed about that. And then from the little grade school gymnasium, Joe McCall's dad yelled, "Get Jesse out of there!"
Oh my God!
And it like echoed around. It like echoed around the thing, right? And I was just like, "Oh man!"
Jesus.
Yeah. And then, but like, I was like a favorite among the parents because I was like, whatever, because I didn't get in very much.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of the Rudy of the team in a way. And people like,
Get Rudy out of there.
right? Can you imagine somebody going, "Get Rudy out of there"? Right? That's what. So anyway, and Jay Tant was the best kid on the team, and he was one of my good friends. And Jay Tant went on to play in the NFL, right? Like,
cool.
He's a legit fucking athlete. Joe McCall would have been a great athlete were it not for Jay, right? Like, so Joe was second best on the team, right? And I don't know what happened to Joe, but I know for sure he didn't end up playing professional fucking sports. So it seems like that wasn't worth it, And I remember at the end of the game, Joe McCall's dad stopped me in the hallway, and I was like, "Oh, he's going to apologize for doing that," and he didn't. He like explained himself. Because he knew, I think the other parents must have been like, "The fuck is wrong with you?" To him, you know what I mean? And so he was like, "Oh, I should probably say something." And so he went over and he was like, "Hey, Jess, about what I said earlier, you understand? It's just for the good of the team." Like, that's what he ended up saying.
Double down.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever. This guy sucks."
Dick.
Yeah.
It's like you understood that part.
Yeah, right.
Understood why he said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got in the car and my parents were like, "Fuck him." And I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And they're like, "You're good at other shit." And I was like, yeah, good point. So like, I don't have like unhealthy self-esteem as a result of that.
Right.
I was able to go like, that guy's a moron. But still, anyway, I think it's a fun story.
It's
So,
just uncool to do that to a kid.
yeah. So anyway, here I am, 47 years old.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Is he alive still?
Who the fuck knows? Probably not. I don't know.
Probably
He
not.
might be. I don't
You should go on his Facebook page as he's about to die. I mean, get him out of here. Fucking God, get him the fuck out of here.
Get Joe McCall's dad out of here.
Danny, do you have one?
Yeah, well, this is a real current one. So this morning at about 5:30 a.m., which is again about when I wake up, but we're on vacation this week. So, but there, I heard a helicopter, and it was just like going and going.
Yes.
Yeah, and I see you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. And it was like going on for like a long time. It got so much that it woke me up. It got me out of bed. I was like, what? And we live kind of close to a hospital, so I go, maybe it's like a helicopter going to the hospital. So I'm not going to get mad at it. But then it was 30 minutes. I go, that's not a helicopter or a hospital helicopter. And then so my wife goes and looks it up, and she goes, "Oh, there's a sinkhole in Burbank."
Oh, really?
And it was right by the kid's school, and it's a small sinkhole. But what was happening was multiple local news helicopters were hovering over Burbank at 5:30, and I went on the news to go look at what they're shooting, and it looks like nothing because it's fucking dark.
Yeah.
And like a car has like kind of slightly tipped into this hole. I go, this is not a multiple helicopters situation, okay? This is not a high-speed chase. You're filming a hole in the dark, and you could have gotten like a 30-second B-roll shot. You just ran on repeat and nobody would know. But they had multiple stations doing live coverage of this, and I can only imagine woke up the entire city of Burbank for this. And so I'm not one of these like villainize the media guys. But today,
Yeah.
fuck them. Yeah.
I took one of our dogs out, but it was light, but it was like 6 something. And there was just a helicopter just felt like close, just sitting there in the air. And I was like, what is going on? So I'm assuming it's the same thing.
Filming a hole. Yeah.
Filming a hole. Well, I didn't know we had a sinkhole in Burbank. This
Yeah,
is
like
exciting.
a water main burst.
Okay.
And then we drove by it later, and they were like they had all these big machines like digging out concrete and stuff. I guess it was kind of a big deal, but a car had partially like sunk into it. But that's like big news in Burbank, I guess.
Yeah.
So they sent the chopper
Right.
over. Yeah.
Well, hey,
I hope it wasn't one
media.
of Jay Leto's cars.
No, it appeared to be powered by gasoline. So.
and not coal.
Do you have one, Tony?
Yeah, I'll keep it real short and sweet. Lettuce in a burrito.
Hey, hey, go fuck yourself.
So with you on that.
I like lettuce in a burrito.
Well, I have a message for you.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
It adds a crunch. It does add a crunch.
You know what? If you had just like a tiny bit, I can live with it.
Here's my hot take. If you put lettuce in a burrito, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a burrito. It's like Wahoo's. Remember Wahoo's?
Yeah.
Their burritos always had lettuce.
Yeah.
I've started adding lettuce to my burritos.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
I have one. I am wearing a new pair of jeans. I only wear boot cut, but I'm wearing some other cut today. And I feel like there's something stabbing me on my right hip. And I cannot find it. And I will spend all day feeling it and then feeling the side of the jeans where all the threads and shit are and trying to find the pokey thing. And I can't find it. So it's driving me insane, and I'm probably going to end up just changing out of them because I can't stand this psychological torture. So, hey, jeans.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
All right.
Levi Strauss specifically, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who makes them. I have to go find out, and then I'm going to hunt them
He's the
down.
only jeans man I know.
Yeah.
And was he also real?
He was a
Or
real man.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. He made pants for miners.
Mm-hmm.
There's Levi
Gold
Strauss.
miners.
There's Jordache. Is that a person? Probably.
I don't know.
That's a good segment. Is that a person? And you
Oh,
have
yeah.
That's actually, that's fun.
Is that a person? Ooh, that's good. And let's lastly do Podcast Pals product picks.
Podcast Pals product picks.
I hear you have one, Danny.
Okay, so it was a very exciting morning in my house. So yesterday, one of my children clogged a toilet, and I've unclogged a lot of toilets in my time as a parent, but this was just an apocalyptic amount of like toilet paper went down. It wasn't even like it wasn't a gross clog even. It was just a lot of toilet paper was clogged. And so I plunged this thing like on and off for like an entire day. Nothing was working. My wife and I are like, we're gonna have to call a plumber. And I was like, we're gonna spend like $300 and then they're gonna be here for 10 seconds. And so I started last night I started Googling. I'm like, is there another alternative to a plunger? And okay, so I did 3 seconds of research on Amazon and I found a product called the Populo Electric Toilet Plunger. And what this thing is the base of it looks like a hand drill. Okay, it's like bright red, and it's like an air compressor. And then it comes with a long silver canister you screw on like a silencer, like an assassin would screw onto a rifle. And then it has like a rubber kind of head to it that you put on that it has like kind of a flexible neck. And so what you do is you kind of put this thing down into the toilet and then you build up the pressure in the canister, and then it literally has a trigger you pull, and it's like you're blasting a shotgun into your toilet, and it is the most satisfying thing I have ever done in my home. And it's loud. My son was going apeshit. He was like, and we were dropping off at school, and he goes, I'm going to tell all my friends my dad bought a toilet pistol, because that's literally what it looks
Maybe
like.
Don't.
And it sounds like and like if you're not careful, like kind of backed up and like water kind of splashed everywhere, and it was like it was a little gross, but it felt like in Jaws when Jaws bites down on the explosive barrel and you're like, fuck yeah, like that was the feeling I got from this, and it fixed the problem, and it was also funny because my wife was very nervous about me using it, and I was upstairs and she was downstairs, and I kept blasting this thing in the toilet. She goes, now the toilet down here, the water's sucking in. I was like, that's how you know it's working. Like I felt it was like Tim the Toolman Taylor. I was so excited. But buy this thing. It might destroy your pipes. I don't know, because you're blasting like 70 PSI like bullets into your toilet or whatever. But this was a particularly tough clog, and I feel like just with a normal clog, you would get it done in one shot, right. And it comes in a little carrying bag and has like gloves. I mean, this thing is like, and it was like $50. It wasn't like crazy expensive. So
how much water is splashing all around?
Only
I'm just imagining it splashing into your face.
It wasn't that bad, because really you get it down kind of under the curve in the toilet, so you're not just like shooting it into loose water. And they say to hold it with both hands because there's a kickback on it. I'm telling you, this is like it was the most fun I've ever had unclogging a toilet. And it came after a day of me really just frustratingly like plunging, and nothing happening.
Unclogging other people's toilets.
I will come over. Call me. For real. Call me. I will loan this thing out for free.
Desperate to use it again.
Yeah. You can give out my email address on the podcast. Any listeners
Kids
can
toss
email
some
me.
Legos in the toilet.
I gotta go look this thing up.
Populo electric toilet plunger.
That's cool.
And I love the company name, like Populo.
But is there anything electric about it?
Yeah, you charge it. Like you charge it into the air compressor. It builds up in that metal canister. It's awesome. And there's all these warnings like, don't shoot at anybody. Like you'll cause eye damage. Like it's a little dangerous too. That's what I like about it.
Well, that sounds very cool. Do you happen to have anything you'd like to recommend? Is there anything
I
you
don't know
love?
if it's like a recommendation, but it's a thing that I love, and it's something that my wife hit upon a few years ago as a present for me, and now it's like the only thing that she gets me. And they are called. This is way different, and this is not useful to anyone, but it's called the Mini Museum. Do you know about these things? Right?
Maybe.
So it's pretty awesome, right? Because I'm a big history dork. I love museums and whatever. And what it is like I don't have the physical space nor the money to buy artifacts, right? I just don't have that kind of. I don't have artifact money lying around. What?
You just have taxidermy money.
Yeah. Well, I even haven't bought in a while because of the kids or whatever.
Yeah.
But I have a vast collection of taxidermy. But also I have a limited amount of space. So what this does is this guy, he's like a curator from some museum who then came up with this idea, and he started buying all these like artifacts from around the world for of an incredible variety of things, and then he like die cuts them into tiny little pieces, and then molds them into lucite, and so it's like a brick like this big, and it's got like 50 amazing things in it. It's got like a little brick from the White House and a piece of Amelia Earhart's airplane. And one of like a little swatch from
like
Muhammad
pieces?
Ali's boxing glove. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's got a piece of the Challenger space shuttle, and it's got something
all
called,
in one brick.
Yeah, like mummy beads, which is like actual money from like ancient Egypt from like 4,000 years ago.
Wow.
And so it's all these teensy little, and you have like an entire museum in this one little piece
That's
of lucite.
so cool.
It's really neat. I have like dirt from Dracula's castle, and I have like just so many fucking goofy little things in this.
Colonel Sanders' beard.
Yeah, shavings from Colonel Sanders' beard.
Is this what you? Jesse gave me a very thoughtful gift a few years ago.
That's where I got it.
Yeah, is that
Yeah,
where you got it?
yeah.
Yeah. So I love Star Wars, and so I think maybe for my birthday one year or something like that, he got me. So there, it's a in the first Star Wars when R2-D2 and C-3PO land on Tatooine, there's like a it almost looks like a whale skeleton.
Yeah.
Are we
Like
talking about the crate dragon skeleton?
Yes, thank you. The crate dragon skeleton.
Tony, never heard of it.
Which, like, I remember reading it in hindsight, it was just something like someone had in a prop house, but they're like, that could be a skeleton of some sort of alien or whatever. So there's this big skeleton, and so what I got was this box, and it's a little sliver of the crate.
That's awesome.
The actual
skeleton.
dragon skeleton from
Yeah.
the movie from the 70s,
pretty
like
cool.
that you watched as a kid, and now he has a small little piece of
I
it.
need to go look
It's
this up.
really
That's
neat.
really cool. I
And
feel like
there
Owen
are
would be
now
into
they
this
like
stuff.
put out a new edition every year, like of the big one, right? Then they have little individual ones, right? And so you can like that's one of the the thing I got Danny, and they're in like a variety of categories, right? Like you can own like a piece of the oldest tree on Earth or whatever the fuck, like just there's a million kinds of weird things.
Oh my God, I
but
gotta go
then
check this
annually
out.
they put out a big one that's a big lucite thing that has like 50 things in it, right? It's got like a little little tiny vial with like Amazon River water, and then like a piece of a samurai sword from the 1500s,
Oh, wow.
and chainmail from the Battle of Hastings, like that kind of shit, right? And so it's a whole museum, but like in this tiny little fucking thing.
It's
really
mini
neat.
museum.
Yeah, mini museum.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
It's the best. I really like it.
And do you guys have one?
I thought I did, but now I'm spacing. So
Okay.
no, let's go with
Well,
that.
Well, a while ago, was it you who had recommended the Real Good chicken?
Oh yeah,
Was it you?
it was. Yeah.
Okay, yes. Well, we accidentally received it because we had ordered some other kind of nuggets and they delivered this, and everyone went nuts over it. And I was
Really?
like, this was Tony's recommendation.
It was. I'm glad to hear that though, because I haven't had it in a bit because I felt like
Did it fall off?
Yeah, it got like not as good.
Well,
so I'm glad to hear that.
I don't think
Maybe
I
I'll
had
give it another
tasted it
chance.
in its heyday.
Right. Yeah.
But I specifically ordered Real Good chicken now
Yeah.
because I think that's the new
it's
chicken
like-
we're having.
Yeah, it's like low carb and it's gluten free.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Is it a fried chicken?
Yeah, they're like chicken strips or nuggets. And
Oh.
you can do
Yeah, they have strips
or
and nuggets, and then you do it in the air fryer or.
Yeah.
I don't think it offered a
we've only
microwave
done it,
option.
Yeah, we've only done it in the air fryer.
And you get it
yeah.
at like the grocery store. It's like one of those types of things. Oh wow!
Although it's a little. Oh no, Target has them too. Yeah, Target and.
We got it at Walmart because we only shop at the best.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. I guess that's mine then. I would like to thank everyone for being on this show. This was so much fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Jesse, anything you'd like to plug?
I'm nominated for a Writers Guild Award, so that's kind of exciting for this series that I did on our show that I'm really proud of. It's a web only show. It's that sort of short form web category, and it's called Rabbit Hole with Jimmy Kimmel, and you can watch them. And it's all these fake conspiracy theories that I have created, right? And it's like lampooning that fucking manosphere bro podcast conspiracy bullshit,
Totally.
right? And so it's like Jimmy in a hoodie in like this fucking goofy man cave kind of thing.
Oh my
and
God,
he's
amazing.
like unfurling these absurd conspiracies that I have concocted. That
Rabbit
it's,
hole.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
And they're very funny, and we were all very proud of Jesse for these. I mean, if you want to know Jesse Joyce, watch one of these because then you will see like the fucked up, like beautiful mind type of brain he's working with. I mean, we sat. I can't remember if you said this or someone said it to you, but I love it where he said if Jesse's parents hadn't hugged him as a child, he would absolutely be leading QAnon right now. Like his ability to make one thing into something completely different and make it seem like shocking and crazy is unparalleled, and they're fantastic pieces of comedy writing, and they're just fun to watch. So they're all on our YouTube channel, and Jesse has been nominated for an Emmy and Writers Guild and stuff. And we're all very proud of him.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
I'm
they're
gonna
fun,
check
and
it
I
out.
like them. I think you might think they're funny. So
Thank you. And Danny?
I have a book out called Wow, You Look Terrible. Jesse, you should plug your book too, because your book's funny.
Oh, well, I can't have two plugs.
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to give you my plug, because I was just on like 2 weeks ago. I'm going to give you my
All
plug.
right.
Yeah.
I have a
have
book
two
called
plugs.
Killing the Guys Who Killed the Guy Who Killed Lincoln. And it's a nutty story about Edwin Booth and Boston Corbett. And it's about the guy who, it's about John Wilkes Booth's brother, Edwin Booth, who was a really famous actor that nobody remembers anymore because his brother killed the president. And about Boston Corbett, who was a lunatic, religious zealot who cut his own balls off with a pair of scissors and then joined the Union Army and became a super soldier and then hunted John Wilkes Booth down to a barn and shot him in the head and killed him because God told him to do it.
So like true story,
And
Jesse
it's
tells
hilarious.
it. Jesse tells it really funny. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a drunk history type thing. So
Yeah.
anyway, so similar to ordering the same dish at the restaurant, my plugs are Jesse's plugs.
Oh, thanks, man. That's
And
really
and
nice
we
of
both
you.
work on a show called Jimmy Kimmel Live. It's on
Yes.
ABC. Yeah, so
You
watch
can
that.
plug your book.
Yeah, and I have a book called Why You Look Terrible. It's a parenting book.
It's very funny.
It's funny. Yeah, I think it's funny.
I
Yeah.
think it's funny too.
Yeah, all right.
I think it's funny too.
Thank you.
And you've given us permission to throw away the random bits of plastic we find all
Yes.
over our house.
That's a real.
Oh,
most
that's a
of
good, helpful tip. Yeah.
most things in the book are kind of like funny bullshit, but that's like a real thing. So yeah.
Daniel, do you have anything?
I don't have anything.
Tony?
Just a handful of more Motion City soundtrack dates coming up in July. We're going to be doing a few Warped Tour dates and opening for Jimmy World for a few shows.
Cool.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah, those tickets are on sale now, I think. So
It's the most supportive thing I can muster.
I figured.
And Tony will be in the third stall over if you want to peek over the top and see what's going on. Yeah.
Yes. Follow me. Oh, you know what? If you like what you're hearing, please leave us a review. We've been reading them on the Monday shows.
Oh, I do have a plug. I'm plugging the new trend on TikTok of wives going into the bathroom while their husband's taking a shower and asking if they can use the toilet, and then having fart spray, and listening to the husband's reaction. That's my plug.
Can I bring up that? Just reminded me
Yeah.
of something. Is that are
Yeah,
we
that's fine.
like done?
No, I
Can
mean, we're still recording, so we're fine.
Okay.
It's a coda to the show.
This is a mystery. This is so fascinating to me, and I think about this maybe once a month. Years ago, like 10 years ago, maybe more, 15. I worked with some comedian, and I cannot remember who he is, but he told me a very funny story about how one day his wife, who is like a funny person in and of herself, burst into the bathroom while he was taking a shit and took a photo of him, like with an actual, like a wind up, like a camera, right? Just this is in the days before cell phones, and so he's like right, or whatever. He's sitting on the toilet, and she then took that photo and held it for ransom for many years and would go and like when his parents were coming over for Christmas, she would make 20 copies and post them all over. Or when somebody for like a colleague from work was coming up, whatever, just post these all over. She'd leave them on his windshield, like, you know what I mean? Like, so just terrorize him with this photo. And he was always trying to get the original, right? Because this was in the days before, like, so she would just literally go Xerox copies this photo. And she did it for years. And then one day, like 7 or 8 years later, they're driving somewhere and she just goes, "Oh, fuck." And he goes, "What?" And she goes, "Okay, you remember the photo, right? The photo?" And he's like, "Yeah, what is it?" And she goes, "All right, so remember we had that garage sale a couple weeks ago? I had it hidden in a cookbook and we sold it." And that I think about that so often because
this is just me or everyone.
Because here's what I think happened. Who buys cookbooks at a garage sale? Old ladies, right?
Yeah.
So this old lady bought a cookbook, and what happens if you buy a cookbook at a garage sale? Nobody like runs home and is like, "I got to start cooking with it." They like put it on their shelf, right, with their other cookbooks. And then she's old; she probably forgot about it. And then she dies, right? And she never used the cookbook. And now her adult children come to like clean up her shit. And they like take this and they open them and it falls out. And now there's a photo of a strange man taking a shit. And there's the connective tissue's gone. There's no more. There's no way to sorry, I'm so excited about this. There's no way for them to find out what the origin story is. But the thing is, I know what happened. I can so easily explain this, but that has got to be a mystery that has followed this family for the last 15 years since that happened. And they probably bring it up like at family gatherings, like, "Remember we found that photo in Grandma's cookbook of some dude taking shit?" And they'll never know. And the thing is, I know why, and it's so clear. I'm the one person in the world who can connect the tissue,
right?
And I don't know who they are, and they don't know who I am, and they will never know the truth. Right. And it will just remain this mystery for generations. And maybe someday somebody will come across this episode.
Where was this?
I don't even remember. That's the problem.
Okay.
I don't remember where it was. But listen, if your parents ever found a photo of a strange man taking a shit at your grandma's house, I that's what happened.
The service you're providing.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Everyone, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Allison Rosen.